Hello everyone, it is Craig Whispering Storyteller here, and I hope you are well. So welcome to my ramble, my usual catch up, where we talk all about the month in retrospect, which is October 2024. So we are now in November 2024, the 3rd of November. How on earth did we get to November so quickly? And it is true to say that the older you get, the quicker time seems to speed up. And that is true in my experience. So we're almost halfway through this decade. Mind blowing. So anyway, I digress. Welcome to my ramble, and it is always nice to catch up with you. Away from the role plays and show and tells, this is just a great space for me to connect to you and to check in on each other, how things are going. And I always like to take a few moments just to soak in the nice, peaceful ambience. So this video is going to be soft spoken. So I do like to alternate between whispers and soft spoken. And as always, there seems to be two camps of people who prefer one over the other. So which camp are you? Whisper or soft spoken? I tend to be both, I think. Sometimes it depends on the voice, I guess. Some people really are a natural at soft spoken, and it makes you feel so nice and warm and relaxed. And some prefer just pure whispers. But it all depends on the mood, the voice, and the listener, I guess. So, here we are, November. So Halloween is now over. I've just took down all of the crazy decorations I had, which, to be honest, wasn't too crazy. I had a couple of pumpkins, plastic, and lighting. So I just like to have this little sort of period in time before the Christmas decorations go up. So my backdrop there looks rather clean. And you probably notice every few weeks something moves around. I've always got the constant things here. Kermit is always my constant. Sometimes he is here, sometimes he's up there, and today he's down there. A change is as good as the rest. So let's have a look. How has October been for me? It's been a very busy month, I must admit. So, if I think back to the beginning of the month, the last time we caught up, which was September retrospective, um, so we had a wedding the first weekend, the first Friday in October. We were invited to a wedding of a good friend of ours who we worked with for many, many years. And she was married to, well, we know both of them actually. They both worked together, like a lot of relationships form in the day to day office. And they got married after a long relationship. They decided to take the plunge and they got married. And we were there to share the day with them. And we went to this place called the Pump House in Dalton. And it's a gorgeous kind of Victorian industrial building, big brick building, and it's still got all of the pipe work in and all of the big pistons and all this Victorian industrial mechanisms. But it is now a beautiful venue with chandeliers and all this beautiful mood lighting, and it's now a place to celebrate and do weddings. So we were in this beautiful venue, and it was nice to connect to people that I worked with for just forever. And this was a job that I had for nearly 20 years. This company I worked for, which was a bank. And it was nice to see the people again who I worked with for so long. But you know what? It's almost like no time had passed. You know, we just kind of picked up exactly where we left off. People I haven't seen for nearly 6 years since I was made redundant from that job. And yeah, it was super nice to connect with them and to share the day of our friends. And she looked gorgeous, and it went like a dream. So there was singers on. There was the best man's speech was just absolutely amazing. Yeah, so the best man, who also worked with us for many years, is a true showman, and his best man speech was just a performance to behold. It was amazing. I've been best man once and I loved it. I actually sang my best man speech. I did a mashup of all of the bride and groom's favourite songs, and I altered all of the lyrics, literally started afresh with the lyrics. And of course, a lot of it was making fun of the groom, who is my best friend. And I had great fun with that. We went for the Monkeys, I'm a Believer. There was a couple of other songs in the mix, which might not be very familiar with some of you, but a guy called George Formby used to play a banjo, a little ukulele. Should I say not a banjo? It was a ukulele. And yeah, I got some big belly laughs with some of the lyrics in the song, and I kind of told the story of how I met my best friend, how we kind of became friends, and how his future wife became part of our friendship circle. So it's good when you can go back to those touch points and just add a comedic spin on them. But I do digress. This wedding was a lovely day, and you know, one of the things that I found really strange was really dressing up with a suit on. I've never worn a suit for years. I mean, COVID just wiped out the smart dressing for work and going in the office. Those days are over. It is now work from home with your everyday clothes on. But all of a sudden, it was kind of digging out the suit. Does it still fit? Can you get the your shirt buttons closed, etc. And it was great because it was so nice to feel suited and booted and feeling good, kind of in the occasion as well, because it's been a long time. It's the first wedding I've been to for a number of years, and this was a full day event. It was kind of the ceremony, being there at the ceremony, and it was the kind of the wedding breakfast, and all of the celebrations as well. So that was really good to do. I really enjoyed attending that wedding. The other thing which happened was I started taking regular medication for the first time in my life. So I've mentioned before on the channel a few times that I have high blood pressure, and it's kind of just appeared from nowhere. I've always had just kind of a regular blood pressure, but for some reason it was identified it was high. So I bought one of those home kits, what you put round your arm and you can read. Everyone was kind of really high. I'm talking in the hundreds, both top and bottom. I had to monitor it day and night over a week. Couldn't get it down. I went back, had all the bloods taken. Everything is fine, but I've just got high blood pressure, or hypertension as they call it. I've had an ECG, where they do the heart tracing. Everything is fine, but I do now have to take daily medication to try and control my blood pressure to avoid the risk of heart attack or stroke. Awful things, but I did resist taking the medication at first, and I thought, let me try and bring down the blood pressure myself. So I went to the gym. I mean, I'm not the world's most active person, but I'm certainly not the laziest person. I'm constantly on the go doing things. But this was an attempt to me to do a lot of cardio, on the tread, on the cross trainer, the thing where you do that. And I've started to enjoy it. It's part of a daily routine now, and it's a great way to separate the day from finishing work and the rest of your evening, which is kind of in the same place where you've been working in my case, because I work from home. So I've looked at that daily gym practice as being just that line in the sand, where you log off, switch off the computer, put the laptop back in your bag, go to the gym, and then you come back. Yeah, you're off. You're not in work mode anymore. So it's easier because we don't have the work transition of driving home from the office now. I think you just need to have that transition period where you relax and your shift is over. But it's really hard just to switch off. Closing your laptop, you just sometimes need that 20 minutes, half an hour transition time, and that's what I've done with the gym. That now serves as that. However, it's also hopefully reducing my blood pressure, but because it is hereditary, my parents had it, it's something I've got to live with, and I am of an age now where blood pressure and other symptoms start to kind of arise. And yeah, so I'm taking this medication, but it's a very, very low dosage. So I'm taking that now, and everything seems to be fine. I'm keeping an eye on how low it's going down. So I am doing. I'm going to be doing some more reading soon, because I'm coming to the end of the medication that I've got, the initial medication. So yeah, see how that goes. What else has been happening? By the way, this is not just a one-way street. I'm really interested to know how your week's been, your month's been. So do let me know in the comments some of the big things or the smaller things that's happened in your month, and I'll be sure to reply. Be sure to reply. So it's always good to connect with you. I returned to my other YouTube channel this month as well. So I plug this quite a bit actually, but I've got Wookie Video Presents, which is a movie review channel, which is not ASMR. This is me kind of, talking about my passion, which is movies. And I decided to return to it this month. With it being Halloween, it's all been kind of horror related stuff, which is fine. I love horror. I love science fiction. I love fantasy. So yes, I'm now running 2 videos per week, if I can, because the Wookiee videos do require a lot more kind of planning and editing. But as I've mentioned in previous videos, one of the things I am aiming to do is to try to make the edits a little bit more sustainable. Does that make sense? So in other words, instead of spending days on transitions and sound effects and music, I'm aiming to kind of keep it pretty simple, to a point where it doesn't take me so long to upload, because it's a tiny channel. I've only got a few hundred subscribers. The views aren't massive, but I'm really passionate about it, and I'm really looking forward to it. So to grow on the channel. So I did a video on Final Girls, the Jamie Lee Curtis kind of style, last woman standing in a lot of classic horror films. I did a video on Hammer horror films, which are great and I grew up with. But I'm also doing one at the moment on The Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is one of my favourite 1950s black and white films. And I am putting that together and hopefully get that out this week. So if you haven't checked out my other channel, I'll put it up here in the description. You can have a look and tell me what you think, and subscribe if you like it. That would be super, super brilliant. Thank you. The other thing that I've been doing this month is we've been looking after 2 dogs for a friend of ours. They've gone on a cruise, and good old friends, friends who's been in the fold for years and years, even 20 years. But my friend is recovering from cancer, and had the opportunity to go on a cruise around the Mediterranean. So she left her 2 dogs, 2 Springer Spaniels, and we had to kind of incorporate those into our daily routine as well. Springer Spaniels are very, very, very energetic and just want to play, run and play fetch 24/7. So imagine, these 2 dogs, you're trying to watch TV or work, and they're nudging you. You feel your arm going up. There's one either side, and they're both wanting your attention. So very, very exhausting, because you've got to give them that attention. Whereas I'm used to Halo, who is the tiniest little dog, and he sleeps till 10:30 in the morning, and he needs just 2 walks a day, and very, very kind of lazy and then super relaxed. But these 2 dogs were like on speed. They were just so alert, and every time you moved, they thought they were going to be going out to play fetch. So you would be creeping around when they were asleep, just trying to not to disturb them or get them riled or excited. But they were lovely dogs. Don't get me wrong, absolutely lovely, brilliant dogs to look after. But they just need that exercise. They need that space to run and they just want you to throw the ball constantly. They bring it back. Throw the ball. They bring it back. Okay, I've done this a few times now. When are you going to want to stop? but they don't want to stop. So that was 17 days. 17 days out of our routine. But yeah, we got there. We got there indeed. And yeah, on the work front, I passed my probation in my job. So I've been there for 6 months. So I had a 6 monthly review, and I passed my probation and got a pay raise, which is great. The job is going really well. The one thing that they want me to do is learn about infographics. So they want me to start to work on reporting information in infographics. Now, I've not really used infographics, and they want me to source a course, an online course. And I mean, I know what they are, I've seen them. I know it's all about taking data from very dry data and making it look really super interesting. You know, if things are risen or things have fallen or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. Usually it's data, as in, you know, metrics, reporting metrics in a graphical form. But yeah, there's a few questions. It's like, what software would I be using? And do I learn about the theory of infographics first, or do I look at doing both? I don't know, but that's something I need to look into. Have you had any experience with infographics? Maybe you can share your wisdom with me. That would be super good. And of course, we've had Halloween. Halloween came and went, and yeah, it's a great time of year. It's Halloween, and last week I made that video with the trick or treat bags. Well, not the bags in the end. The bags turned up super late, so my videos normally go out on a Monday, and I didn't get the bags until Monday afternoon, and the video was already to be going out on the evening, so I had a few hours. So luckily I did an edit of the video where I was looking through the sweets or candies, and rearranged them all into piles. So I knew, I had a feeling that the video wouldn't be finished. So I did an edit of that first part of the video. And yeah, I'm so glad I did. Yeah, I'm so glad I did, because they were super late, the bags. But Trick or Treat was a massive success in my neighbourhood. I had endless trick or treaters. Just every 5 minutes the door was going. Halo was going nuts. And yeah, I had the bags all prepared with the little stickers on, with all those jellies and Jaffaweens and sherbets and all of those crazy sweets that I had last week. And yeah, it went well. It went for a good solid few hours. When I started to run out of sweets, and the kids started getting older, actually, you know, as the night goes on, a lot of kids were kind of in their teens. So I started to switch off the lights at that point, and not to kind of invite people to the house. But early in the evening I had my Philips Hue lights on. There was greens, purples, pinks, oranges, and all the kind of really funky Halloween colours. I had that ceramic pumpkin, which featured in the last video. So yeah, it was super nice. But as the night went on, I did turn everything off. And yeah, and Halloween kind of came to an end. So I know in the US you've got Thanksgiving coming up. Oh, and the election as well. Wow. It's all happening in November, isn't it? So yeah, that's the end of October. So looking at November, coming up in November, I've got a month of catching up with friends that I haven't seen since the summer. So I've got a good circle of friends. So a lot of the weekends are going to be kind of catching up with this one and that one. Christmas planning. I do need to start thinking about what's happening at Christmas. Oh, I've actually bought some Philips Hue Christmas lights. Um, Now, Philips Hue are super, super, super expensive, but I decided to take the plunge and I bought a set of Christmas fairy lights, which kind of connect to the Philips Hue system, and you get all the different colours and the accents, and it kind of links in with all of the lamps, etc. So I'm looking forward for that, but it was super expensive. It was about 300 quid. Sorry, I did get 15% off, so it was like, 260 quid or something like that. Yeah, which is, it's quite a lot, but I just decided to buy them because I enjoy them. So I've got them coming, but Christmas planning, buying Christmas gifts, my Christmas schedule, what I'm going to be doing, all of that needs to be kind of looked at pretty soon, because it comes so fast, and then before you know it, it's on you. So I do need to have a think about Christmas. But other than that, yeah, the election in the US, everybody is watching with bated breath. Who will win? Who will win? I don't know. And what else has been happening? Obviously, Thanksgiving is upon us as well, which we don't observe here in the UK, but we do acknowledge it, but we just don't celebrate it because we're not American. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? But I would love to experience a Thanksgiving in America. I'd love to be in a family environment and just being there at the table, and the whole family and friends being around, and I'd love to experience a Thanksgiving in a nice community, feeling part of a collective kind of way. One of my biggest wishes is to be part of a Thanksgiving feast. Yeah, maybe it might happen at some point. Who knows? But that would be brilliant. And then obviously we are in December. So I am going to end this catch up here because it feels like a natural kind of end to it. So the next ramble I'll be doing will be for the month of November into December. Oh yeah, another thing, my music. Now I remember when I told you that I wrote that song. I wrote a really folky Christmas song recorded by the amazing Steve Coates. We worked together to bring this lovely song, but it's going on Spotify. It's actually going to be released on Spotify, and I'm going to donate all of the proceeds to cancer research, in memory of my good friend Paula, who I lost in the summer. And yeah, Paula was very instrumental in, listening to the early demo of the song and coming up with a few ideas to structure it and think about some lines and lyrics in it. So it feels like it's a natural thing to do for me. But I'll be very grateful if I shared the link to you. I'm going to just see if I can get it shared as far and wide as I can, with the aim of raising money for this charity, cancer research, which is such a super important charity to have. But again, it feels cancer can make you feel powerless, but this is something which we can control. We can work as a community, as a collective, to try and fight back and find that cure for cancer. But I'd be super, super happy if this could be shared. It's a song all about remembering people who we have lost, our loved ones, at Christmas time. So it's called Let's Raise a Glass. And it's all about just taking a moment to remember them, and the empty chair at the table at the Christmas dinner, that kind of feeling. It's all about just taking a moment and raising a glass in their memory. And I just want it to be a collective song that you can listen to as a group. Yeah. But anyway, I just thought I'd put that on your radar that it is coming very soon, 23rd of November, I believe. I'm going to try and get on the local news here in my region in England, and just try to promote the hell out of this song, just so I can hopefully, get some donations into this charity. And if I can spread this far and wide, I would be super proud and super happy. But anyway, this is a few weeks down the line. So I'm going to give you more updates very soon on Let's Raise a Glass. And when you can hear it, I'll stick a community tab on, or even I might even bring in a dedicated video to it nearer the time. But just to put on your radar, just give it a listen, see what you think, and give me your thoughts. But anyway, I am going to love you and leave you here, and I'm going to get on with my day and get and edit this video. But I do wish you well. I wish you sweet dreams. I wish you a fantastic month ahead, and do remember to keep me posted with what's going on in your life. Send me a private message. I love to read messages. I always respond, but it'd be super cool if you wanted to connect with me about anything which is going on in your world, good, bad, ugly. You go for it, just like I go for it here, and you listen to me. But I'm always there for you, always, always, always there for you. And on that note, thank you very much, and you take care.